Hello, hello. I'm George Kourakos, Director of Innovation in Kaizen Gaming. For those who do not know our company, most probably you know our brands, Stichiman in Greece and Cyprus, and Betano internationally. Or most probably you have seen these logos on the clubs, the football clubs, the sports clubs that we present and sponsor all around the globe. Or, of course, you might have seen our brand ambassadors like Yannis, Sasa, or Lefteris. Yesterday, I was talking with one of my friends, and I mentioned that I'm going to present in this summit, and he told me, Kaizen Gaming, why? You are an online betting company. What online betting has to do with GenAI Summit? A lot of people do not know that Kaizen Gaming is a pure game tech company. We started as a startup of 20 people here in Athens, Greece, and with the help of technology and AI, at the moment we operate in 14 different markets. We are serving more than 7 million customers across the globe, and our tech department has more than 800 people in staff at the moment. But we're not here to talk about, of course, Kaizen. We're here to talk about GenAI, and one of the areas that fascinates me most is online video, text to video, and all this kind of stuff that create magic from just a small prompt. And I'm quite sure that most of you know what are the latest models. We have seen Emu from Meta. We have seen the second generation of Runway as a model, Lumiere from Google, and of course, most of you have seen the last few weeks, a lot of people were shocked on what OpenAI released with Sora. And just for me to understand the audience, how many of you are aware of Sora? How many of you have seen? Well, a lot. And now a tough question. How many of you believe that Sora is the best model for text to video at the moment? Only one? Only two? OK, today I'm going to shock you. And I'm going to tell you that from here, Athens, Greece, Kaizen Gaming and its team has created the most advanced model for generative AI from text to video. Forget about Sora. The model now is Stora, that in Greece means now. And in order for you, because many of you don't believe it, I'm here to crash test the model. Let's use a very tough prompt, very difficult prompt. OpenAI uses a cat walking in the woods, or a pink elephant playing music. No, I'm going to crash test with this prompt. A human being with high intelligence is testing the boundaries of virtual reality. Please, you can close your eyes and try to think what a model can produce with this prompt. Again, I repeat, a human being with high intelligence testing the boundaries of virtual reality. Let's see how the model behaves based on this prompt. It's loading. Come on. Let's see, one more time. The clicker doesn't help me. Let's see the model. Obviously, Kaizen Gaming hasn't developed any kind of model, and we couldn't compete with OpenAI at any way at the moment. But my point that I want to make is that today might not do something like this. But at the moment, there's a big trend on companies using open source model. They are customizing it, and in a very short period of time, small teams, small companies, or medium-sized companies can use open source models, like, for example, Bloom or Stable Diffusion, the third version, in order to become AI superheroes. It's not far away. But the question is, why use GenAI? Because it's cool? Because it's a big trend? We're here in the summit, that's a big hype? Or because somebody in the company read a Harvard Business Review article that this will be the future? So all the company has to go on AI? No. The answer is no. And what we do in Kaizen, this is my suggestion to all of you, is that we shouldn't use technology for the sake of it. Only use technology, regardless of AI, only when it improves the customer experience. And today I'm here to tell you a customer experience story from our side. We're an online betting company. So in most times, users come to our platform to play some bets. So in this particular case, We had a customer. He was watching a tennis match. It was our own Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Nadal. The odds were very high, very against Stefanos. But luckily, Stefanos won, and our customer, who placed €50 bet, he won 5,000. That's great. So a typical behavior of somebody who wins a bet is that they are taking a screenshot of this bet receipt, as we call it, and they are posting it in social media. Look what I won. That's great. That's brilliant. But there are three main problems. The first one, there's no branding. Where's our brand? Where's Stichman? Where's Betano? Second one, where's personalization? I could post a bet receipt, and one other can post almost the same. And the third one, especially in the case that there are big wins, nobody believes that this is real. Come on, no way you could win this kind of money. It's fake, you used Photoshop, all these problems. So we were thinking, how we can use two of the most immersive technologies, generative AI and blockchain, in order to improve this experience and go beyond expectations. Okay, what I wanted to present you in this video is that what we did, coming back to my presentation, is that we wanted to use two immersive technologies like GenAI and blockchain to improve the experience. So in the case that I described with a bet receipt, what we did, we're giving the ability to our users, when they are winning a bet, to press a button called AI cards, and behind the scenes, magically, what we are doing prompt engineering. We are taking all the parameters of the bet, like, for example, the type of sport. In our case, it was tennis. The type of athletes, male or female, and the first name of the customer. And we are prompting the latest model of OpenAI, DALL-E 3, and after that, we are getting a response similar to like this. Based on the prompt engineering, we are creating a digital art, a personalized digital art, unique for each customer, with his name on top of the image. But we're again the company, and we said, OK, how we can make this more interesting? The higher the odds, this means the more rare the win, they will have some tiers. I don't know how many of you in the past, or even now, you remember Panini cards, the collectibles. So this win, now it's been transformed with the help of GenAI as a digital collectible, as a digital card that has some rarity. And we also said, OK, where Kaizen want to make things more complex, more complicated, why not make it real-time on the fly as a video? Because, as you know, my kids are very small. They're using TikTok every time. They're using Instagram stories. So it doesn't make any sense for us to create virality just with an image. So the whole experience, real-time, in less than 15, 20 minutes from beginning to the end, it can produce a 3D video at the end. Now, I also promised you blockchain, where blockchain comes. We don't have much time to explain anything about NFTs, but what we are doing is that on the wins that are very rare, something very special, we are giving the ability to the users to mint this win as NFT. And why? Because we're adding utility. Utility means that each NFT has a QR code, and with this QR code, our customers can go to their local sports store or in the stadium, scan the QR code, and have a VIP treatment. So in a nutshell, what we did, from a simple bet receipt, we used technology, we used generative AI to make it a digital art, a digital collectible. At the moment, this experience is being launched in Peru, Latin America. We have customers who are loving it, but today, I was trying to put myself on your position, like an audience, and say, OK, you present a use case. What are my takeaways? I haven't started, haven't done anything. I wanted to give you some hints about the challenges. It's good to share the experience, but I think the most important is to go under the hood and share the challenges, what we faced, not in theory, not as a sales presentation, actually. First challenge, the obvious one, which model to select? Initially, we're talking about, I repeat, text-to-image model. Initially, we started with the most obvious. I love Midjourney. I'm using Midjourney. Most of you are using Midjourney. That was great. Then we're exploring Stable Diffusion. And at the end, when we have taken our decision, we have already tested DALL-E second version, DALL-E 2 from OpenAI. It wasn't working. And DALL-E 3 came up with a new addition, with the addition of adding text to the image. So the first step for us, a very crucial step, was to select the model. OK, now we selected the model. What's the next step? Prompt engineering. It's so important because different models require different prompts. To give you an example, there are models at the moment with just a simple sentence, like, for example, a tennis match with high energy. It's more than enough. We are letting the black box, the magician behind to do all the magic. But you have other models that they need to be more descriptive. You need to add details. Like, for example, this sentence should be, imagine a scene from a high-energy match on a bright, sunny day, the court is rich, and so forth. You understand what I mean? So prompt engineering is very important. It needs a lot of testing. Third, OK, a lot of people are selling, my LLM is better, my model for image, for video. OK, this is good in theory, this is good for 10 users, 20 users, but is there an API behind it? Is there documentation? For example, in the case of Midjourney, the model is great, but there's no official API. You have to use workarounds. What about scalability? As I mentioned before, we operate in 14 different markets. We are serving more than 7 to 8 million customers every month. What happens when we want to scale? Because it's very nice for me to come in a presentation and tell you that we launched, I don't know, Cyprus. With 100 users, you're going to clap and say, that's a great experience. Or, for example, when somebody's creating a chatbot with very few people. What happens when this application should scale? Are you ready? And are the systems, the models, ready to scale? The obvious answer, they are not. I'm just letting you know. Now, I love Steve. One more thing. Obviously, after the video, I'm not here to present you a new iPhone. But the one more thing for me, it's the most important part, is compliance and regulation. And who is the best friend of a director of innovation? A lawyer, not. or a regulatory office, no. But maybe this is one of the most important things that you have to consider. This will be your blocker. This will be your risk-taking. And again, to our experience, initially, when we started, as you can see, we said, OK, we have a great model. We were testing Midjourney. Let's try to to test the model with something very specific. So let's put the name of the athletes. So in our case, we could put Djokovic and Tsitsipas. And as you can see, the results are incredible. Especially in the first case, I would love to have this kind of painting personalized to me in my room. And then we had the meeting internally with our legal and compliance. And obviously, and for the right reason, they told me, what happens if our friend Djokovic comes and say, guys, you destroyed my image? Or worst part, OK, you used my image, how many times? You use it for 1 million times, OK. Let's give me a check of, I don't know, 20 million. So this is a decision that you have to take. Now, I don't know how many of you are following this space in terms of regulation. I spent much of my time in summer, my wife still remembers this, that I was reading, about legal cases, what is happening. And at the moment, you don't have a clear answer. One of the most important legal cases at the moment, starting from the US and now it's in the Supreme Court of UK, it's Getty Images. Getty Images, for those who do not know them, it's the biggest image bank in the world that they have sued Stability AI. Getty Images is saying that you trained your model with my images. Stability AI says, yes, it's true, but it was a very small fraction. It was just 1 or 2%. It couldn't affect the model. Then again, Getty Images says, yes, but the actual outcome, the image is unique. But if you check these two images side by side, it's 90% identical. So what I'm trying to say is that compliance and regulation, when you are messing with generative AI, it's not an easy case. Good thing is that this is a gray area still. So it's up to you and it's up to your company to take a risk, if you like. But you have to explore in depth the risk. And my purpose with these 3 challenges is not to scare you. On the contrary. My main goal is when you are starting an application, regardless if it's just a text, just an LLM, or if it's image, if it's video moving forward, remember these challenges. Model, prompt engineering, integration, scalability, because this will also affect your cost. I forgot to mention about cost. This will affect a lot the cost. And of course, my favorite, compliance and regulation. Now, I didn't want to close my presentation with these challenges. Let's talk about the future. I was lucky enough last week to also get in my hands Vision Pro. I don't have much time to tell you my review. It's good, but it's very expensive. Still, what I want to highlight is the following. Personally, I'm a very believer on mixed reality moving forward. Generative AI is ideal not for a 2D environment. It's ideal for 3D, for mixed reality or spatial computing, as Apple is saying. So I have seen two great examples. The first one is how you can use generative AI to personalize, change completely the user interface and the user experience. And second is about 3D virtual assistants. So imagine a co-pilot that is not just a chatbot. It's a human avatar. It's next to you. Let me show you if the videos will play. Let me see. Yes, this is an example from overseas. It comes from the NBA. We're talking about Cleveland Cavaliers. At the moment, there is a system in every NBA stadium that has multiple cameras. These cameras, with the help of AI algos, can reconstruct what is happening in the pitch in real time. So what is happening, it's completely changed in 3D. And what you can do, you can change everything. You can change, for example, the ball. You can change if you want to see the same game, the live game, but being like an aquarium. You can also type, moving forward, that I don't want the players to be humans, I want to be robots. So as you can imagine, we're talking about live sports. This technology is incredible. And it's not, in 2 or 3 years, it's now. And my second application, let me see if the video will play. Let's check. We need sound, please.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How can I assist you today?
So I noticed that voice update's working. I'm trying to think of something to make interactive avatars.
That sounds like an interesting idea. Interactive avatars can be created using a combination of game technology, 3D modeling and animation, and artificial intelligence. What features do you want your avatars to have?
Well, a combination of all those things, especially the new OpenAI artificial intelligence chat system.
Yes, OpenAI can be a great tool to create intelligent avatars. You'll need to start by creating a 3D model of your avatar and then make it interactive by adding animations and movements. You can then use game technology to make it responsive to user inputs and connect it to OpenAI's chat system to enable conversational interactions. With this setup, your avatar can communicate with users in a natural and engaging way.
So imagine in this example where we're talking about an LLM behind, but the interaction is human-like. In 1 or 2 years, even now with Vision Pro or the Meta headset, the Quest 3, you can wear the headset and try to start cooking, and next to you, you can have the best chef in the world. And you can ask questions about the salt, about the ingredients, everything. Or imagine being in a meeting room or whatever and having the best lawyer next to you. Very easily, just using your voice, and feel like that there is, not a human being, but something superior that can assist you during the process. So closing, I want to highlight the following. That generative AI gives you the ability at the moment not only to meet, but exceed the customer expectations. In our case, the obvious thing would be, to create a hyperlink and let people create a screenshot of what they are doing. No. We're having the ability at the moment to use this technology to go beyond, to create what we're calling a wow effect. This is where your customers, they are going to love your brand, they're going to love your companies. So the time is now. Start building. And I'm at your disposal to answer any question, either today or in the future, based on my small experience on messing with generative AI. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions? I don't know. Yes, you need the mic.
Hi, I'm Eleni. I'm from Psycor. I wanted to understand a little bit more about the NFTs and how does the user then own it? What if it gets sold? Like, what about copyright? How did you go around that?
The
Thank
NFT is an application regarding ownership. So what we are doing, this digital art, as we call it, it's like an ownership contract that we're having through smart contracts that belongs to a user. So this user can own this experience and can go in a stadium and after scanning the QR code, can get some perks. This is what we call utility. So in a nutshell, we're trying to get this experience from us as a platform to move the ownership to the actual customer, and this customer has, a value. I cannot put a price tag on, okay, I want something and this is collectible, what this means. Maybe the utility, because you want something, you can unlock something of the physical world. This is what we're trying to achieve. I don't know if I answered your question.
There are no copyright issues?
This is what I mentioned before regarding the decision. After we changed through prompt engineering, we changed the prompt. So now we are just describing a tennis match. So it's a tennis match with male athletes and your name on it. This definitely cannot be copyrighted, neither from the user, but anyone else can come and say, okay, I can claim the rights of it.
Okay, so
If we were taking the decision initially with, having Djokovic feeling like the same, definitely yes,
that would be an issue.
we would face some challenges.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. My name is Anastasia Mavrogianni. I'm from Monas Foundation, and I would like to question if there is any experience of Kaizen or your personal experience in trying to advance the customer experience while the game is on, like during the game, either with GenAI or other emerging technologies to advance the experience of streaming or something like this.
Thank you. With not GenAI, but AI, we are doing a lot of stuff around modeling, so how we're creating our pricing. It's a little bit complicated regarding the odds, how we calculate stuff, so we're using AI. For GenAI at the moment, my main problem is latency. Even on the example that I show you, these small images, the minimum amount of time that we need to be generated is between 10 to 12 seconds. So from the moment that we are sending the prompt to the API service until the moment that the response comes back, this takes 10 to 12 seconds. And this is by a lot, and especially when we are talking about a live game. In our case, our customers, when we're talking about live, they want everything now. They're seeing an opportunity, they're watching a game, and they want everything now. So my challenge at the moment, not my challenge, I think all of us, is latency. How fast the service can come back. Because for an LLM, it's easy. You're typing something and we are getting a string back. With images or video, at the moment, I don't think it's doable, but this is the current state. I'm optimistic that, in 1 or 2 years, this will be almost instant.
Great, we are too.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.